What were you doing? What was all that breathing and blowing?
What were you doing?
He was breathing and sucking and blowing.
A deep breath.
Dude, I said this on the show too, but like I went to the bathroom, dude, I'm wasting away.
You're wasting
My
away?
face is like disappearing.
Yeah, dude. It's a problem. You're looking terrible.
It's like thanks. It's that fucking sick bod, dude. I had it in January when I kicked off my exercise, and that's looping back around near the end of the year.
It's not a good thing, Michael. You're not supposed to have a sick bod.
But it doesn't
you have a sick
matter.
bod, but you're not supposed to have
It
the
doesn't
sick
matter, Joe. You gotta lean into it. Life throws you fucking lemons. You suck on the lemons. That's what you do. You turn yourself into a little lemon head.
And then you just admit that you're taking steroids.
Can you stop?
Okay.
It's so hurtful.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
diminishes
is.
his
I will say,
progress and his hard work.
There's the reason we bring it up, and
I want to rob you of all your consistent hard work.
I don't even care about the hard work. It's we bring it up too because there's probably
Hey,
there's somebody watching right now that's going, we're talking about
Just one
me.
person.
I'm not. It's been so many people. It's been so many people coming in with like, yeah, I'm an expert and I know, and it's impossible. It's impossible what you've done. It's physically impossible
Right.
without using whatever the hell it is, because I don't even know. Joe knows more about it.
You had Trump lips right there for a second.
Trumpets?
Yeah, that's what I'm taking. There's like, there's TRT.
Yeah.
There's, people think I'm taking CRT, right? I'm injecting critical race theory into my body.
Okay, that's what
steroids, this and that, whatever. It's crazy. Because the other thing too is, such a misconception, or if people just don't know, most of that shit's not illegal. It's just, it's illegal in sports.
Yeah.
Right. It's
What
against the rules.
What the fuck would I care? It's two-handed in that, one, if I was doing any of that kind of shit, what would I care? Two, I just talked about how I shit my pants. Like, in great detail, and have for many times. What would I care if I was just like, oh yeah,
I'm taking steroids and my balls are
I'm
shrinking.
using a supplement. Is that, well, at least we know why now.
Yeah.
At least we know why.
Oh, wait, that's actually happening? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
That's the anti-inflammatory action.
Mine?
Yeah,
Mine have already been
I thought you
minuscule
were
small.
saying,
Yeah.
okay.
Like 2 peas in a giant pod.
The other thing
a little
is,
bit too
which,
much credit.
I mean, I guess somebody might do this, and that's fine if they want to. I cannot wrap my head around going from where I was. Now, I've been weightlifting since, I don't know, like
8 years old.
8, 9 years. Not old, but like 8 years now. 2014 is like when I actually started going to the gym and exercising, like understanding.
Like laser team, right?
Yeah. And I've always tried to be consistent and just couldn't, because it's, yes, I wasn't as into it as I was. You hit phases of like, oh, I'm really into it now, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's easy to fall out of it when you literally don't have time to exercise. It also affects you mentally, where you're like, you just kind of get like, oh, I'm out of it. So even when you do have time, it's like you're not as consistent.
Yep. You spiral out.
Once I got the tonal consistency, it's unbelievable. Like, I liked going to the gym. I liked exercising. I fucking love it now. I love it. I love it. I do it too much.
You
But
do
like,
it in the office.
But the beauty of it is, because of like this machine, it's the best thing ever to do too much, right? Like, you can still do it too much, but it's very hard to do too much.
Yeah.
Because even like when I say like yesterday was the first day I didn't exercise in, I think, 4 days in a row. And it's like, oh, that's bad for you. It's like, no, because exercise is, it's not like I'm doing super heavy weightlifting every day. I do that 4 or 5 days a week, and then I exercise on my off day.
Because you do active recovery.
Active recovery, I never knew that was a thing in my life.
Yeah.
And now it is. Straight up, I wake up sore from exercising. I exercise, but little weights, and I feel great. And it's
like
unbelievable.
It's just like movement to kind of.
Well, it's also like, I mean, I'll just do the exercises, but it's talking about I'm doing, bicep curls at whatever the weight is. Active recovery is half that weight. It's a third of that weight.
Yep.
And it literally, it like gets blood flow in your muscles. It scientifically reduces soreness and recovers you faster.
Gets rid of that lactic
then on
acid.
top of it, you're getting more exercise in.
Yeah.
And so I never stop. It's always like exercise, recovery, and I love it. And it's not only is the machine so effective at what it does, but because I'm finally able to be consistent, it's just like, I've never realized how much I actually love doing it.
Yeah.
And so I do it all the time. And I didn't start that way 8 months ago. I got the tonal going like, I don't know, maybe this will help, because I was out of the gym game. I hadn't gone for like a year or like 6 months at the time or whatever. My kids go to school. I got to get up at super fucking early in the morning now. It's like I have absolutely no time whatsoever. So this was a way like, fuck, man, maybe this will help a little bit purchase. And then it turned into, oh, you have no idea. Like, you're going to surpass every goal you've ever had in your life, because because I can. Because I can be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of just happened as I got it. I did not plan on any of that when I got it. I planned on like, hey, maybe this will make up for me missing the gym. And going to the gym at my best, you saw what that looked like. In like 2018, 2019, I was like, man, if I can get a fraction of that. I remember I've said this before publicly, like the best picture I ever had of me, and I went, I'll never reach it again, was when we were doing, I don't even remember where it was, but we were doing a Let's Play Live, and we were doing the Overcooked thing. And we were like, making a fucking mess on the stage. Fiona was there. And there's a picture of me like holding a burger or something, holding a sandwich, and like my arms are fucking huge. And I'm like, I'll never look like that again. I have blown that out of the water.
Yeah.
Just because of both the technology of the machine and the consistency. So one, that was just kind of like, can't believe that happened. Two, I can't rationalize like the assumption of other people going, yeah, I'm like getting real out of shape again because I can't go to the gym. I guess I'll try this like crazy new technology machine I've never heard before. And then I guess I'll just start taking steroids. Like it's just confusing to me if you know me through content where it's like, I would have been on that shit 10 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah,
like
I
it's
mean,
just from a logical standpoint, it makes no sense. And so I feel compelled to tell you guys, and then we make fun of these people being, and it's your own fault, people that come out of their way to find like either my posts or whatever, and they insist like you're taking something. And I'll never reply, and sometimes I'll go, oh no, I'm not. And it'll be like, I'm an expert. I know. And I'm like, you look like a fool. I don't
These
know what
results
to tell
are
you.
impossible.
You look like a fool.
All I'm saying is, if Michael was on steroids and he started that when he was on a tonal, he'd be like 3 or 4 times the size that he is right now. He would be massive.
8 months of testosterone.
He's very cut, but you got to realize when you look cut, you look bigger. It's not like you're fucking you're out here going like, hey, I love my tonal. It's the best.
It's just not a thing I have any personal problem with, saying like, oh, I'm using like enhancements or whatever. Yeah. Again, it's certainly not a legal thing.
Right.
It's certainly not like, I'm talking about all the emulators I'm using on my Steam Deck. Like, oh no. I'm talking about shitting my pants. How many times I've humiliated myself or told a tale of like, this was illegal and we did it. It's a weird line for people to draw for themselves to me where they're like, well, you're doing this. Can't believe you don't admit it. And it's just like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
It's that weird spot of the internet, and it's like, I mean, it's everywhere. It's ever present, but like, just that real deep niche type of person that like comments on something, but has to have like, no, and then they like, but then you like go, okay, I hear you. Let me respond, and then they go, I'm just gonna fight.
It's also a thing of like, I don't want to come across like I have an ego, but it's like it's people that do it, and they go, hey, good job, you're working out, and it's like, well, you're doing better than me, or like they're doing better than I did. Like, dude, you're taking something. You must be taking something. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't.
Again, we'll be sitting in the office, and if we're not doing anything, Michael will just start doing pull-ups. Or you've seen it for years now. He's got his dumbbells in there, and he'll just start curling or push-ups. He's just always working out.
It's a thing I've been doing for so long, and like I make jokes about it, even when Jeremy, like we joke about it, but I've never been able to achieve consistency in the results I wanted. And these very same people were always there watching me like, yeah, you guys are. Now that I've done it, they're like, taking drugs.
Has to be something else.
It's crazy. Like that's the part where I'm like, what?
Yeah. Now, again, not that you need the credit or even seeking it.
No, well, I'm certainly seeking it.
But it is weird when someone tries to rob you of any iota
and don't get me wrong.
Like, you've been doing it.
If I understand maybe the logic of like, hey, don't put expectations to people and be like, you can do this.
Not everybody can just...
But well, also I mean that like, you can do this and I'm not taking anything, but I am taking something, like the Lance Armstrong of like, I'm not doing anything and I'm great. It's like, oh, you're just jacked up to shit.
Right.
I'm not doing that at all. I've also said from the beginning, like, hey, compare yourself to you. That's the worst thing you could ever do. If you're really with anything, but if you're talking about like personal, like exercise and health, the last thing you want to do is compare. What are you doing? It's like, doesn't matter. Who cares? It's like, you have your body. You can only do what you have with your body. If you want to get like inspiration or advice or something from someone else, to make a sport out of it, to me, is insane. Because it immediately becomes like, hey, good job, but like, oh shit. I got to catch up to this person, or I got to do what that person's doing.
You create your own toxic
That's what I love about Tonal. I'm literally by myself in my bedroom.
Comparing you to you.
With just headphones in, watching the screen, doing it all the time. And I'll say, if anything's ramped up, it's only because like 3-4 months on this machine, I'm just like, holy shit. Like this is unbelievably like working unbelievably well. That inspires me to try even harder.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know that I could have gotten the results I got like years ago striving for it, because it's like, I know how fucking hard it is.
Yeah.
This straight up was like, I guess I'll use this thing.
I'll tell you
and
though.
in the months of using it, I started to see what was possible and went, fuck it, I'm not gonna just use this thing. I'm gonna dial this in. I'm gonna do as
100%.
much research as possible. I'm gonna figure out as much as possible. And that's all I've done. And it's been fucking shocking. I mean, I remember talking to Fiona months ago. It was like before RTX. Joking, going, well, I'm done, like quote unquote, like I've got a physique I never thought. And I went, guess I'll get abs next. And then I got them. I was like, what?
And you're like,
what?
wait, now what?
It's just crazy. It's honestly just been very enjoyable. I love it. All the benefits are just like, it's great for me. It's great for my family, for my life. And then I just like doing it. And so it really is like, not because then you get hit with like, why are you defending it? It's like, I'm not defending any, like, why are you getting so worked up about people accusing you of taking whatever? It's like, I don't, it's because it's the same people that, again, have like encouraged the journey the entire way until you like blast off.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, hang on, I need to rationalize why you blasted off. So it must be all these things you're doing in secret that you're not telling.
You couldn't possibly do this.
It's more, again, it's more just me continuing to be open. Bro, if I was taking anything, I'd tell you. I would just be like, this is what I use.
I'm so happy for you guys and your tonals.
Yeah, it's great, Joe.
Really, really, truly happy.
Got fucked.
I'll
tell you though, like,
right
as somebody who like invested many years ago, and like I got like the lowest, like the cheapest squat rack I could just to get the job done, and like got like all these things, and then it lasted until like earlier this year. It was nice to have the accessibility of equipment in my house, but I'll tell you what Tonal does is it gives you that instructor's voice to like, this is how you can work on your form, and this is how like we can track your body. Like, otherwise it's all on you to think of it all, and that mental load can actually become a barrier to be like, you might be inclined to be lazy
helps you heal
one
yourself,
time.
like hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, and then you spiral out. Like
it also
it's gamified.
The way I do it is so weird, right? Like by design, in that you think going to the gym or exercising, whatever, you have goals.
Yeah.
Like, what do I want to work on? Whatever that is, if it's like weight loss or muscle growth or a certain like body type or physical, like a specific muscle you want to work on. Once I got like into the Tonal a little bit and saw how the score system works, it's like I work on whatever, biceps, chest, whatever. But I don't wake up and go, oh, I need to work on my. I wake up and I look at a computer and I go, well, these numbers are here.
scanning
These
body.
numbers are here. I need to make this number go up.
Yeah.
And I just find what I need to make that number go up. And so the numbers are real in a sense that like the machine's so well designed. I don't examine my own physical human body and say, I need to work on chest. I look at the machine and it says, hey, your chest is lower score. Figure out which exercises you need to do it. I do the exercises, I get the score, and then I go, oh, it's bigger.
Yeah.
It's literally what I've been doing for 8 months, which is crazy because it's not at all what you could ever do at a gym. Like you said, if you don't have I don't have any knowledge. I don't have the information of like, what do I need to do? What should I be working on? Is even if you know your body, it's still to the idea of like, well, your upper body is 1150, but your lower body is 1,000.
Right.
How do you calculate that in real life? I can't. I don't know.
Yep.
And even if the machine's off, I'm sure there's a margin of error. It's good enough where I go, my legs are behind.
Yep.
Period. Any way you slice it. Then even in that, you open it up and it goes, what's your lower? Glutes, quads, hamstrings. It's like, oh, 2 of these are really high. My hamstring's a little lower. I'll do hamstring exercise.
Yeah.
Mentally, that's all I do. It's a fucking RPG. All I do is go, how are the stats?
Exactly.
How are this, whatever. And then doing that on the machine comes back on me.
You're 100%
That's all I do.
correct that it's an RPG.
And I love RPGs.
You do the quest.
I grind and I grind and I grind and I grind
And you
and I
grind.
grind.
Yep. And then you get to endgame and everyone says, you're cheating.
Yeah. I have 99 elixirs.
Yeah, dude. It's awesome.
It's a system that could not have been better designed for me, for my brain. Like just the way I work, it's like I fuse.
I
with
love
the
not
machine.
thinking. I love showing
fuse
up.
with the machine.
You just move the arms and it does all the weights. That was like, I hated inefficiency. I hated the slowness. And I hated that every 3 months I'd have to sit down and develop a new routine. So I started doing research and shit and like trying to find routines that I like, that fit my lifestyle and fit like my goals, but then also like put it all together. And it's just like all of that was friction, just barrier to entry and barrier to consistency. And Tonal to your point, I just show up. I go, all right, that looks cool. Enter this program and have it like
all the
body.
research and like the knowledge and shit is completely separate from the work. And they're two completely different entities. I do all the research and everything on the computer, and then I'm like, cool, got it, I'm done. Then I start the exercise, and you have to do nothing. All you gotta do is lift the weights. Like, that's literally it. And it's worked out very well for me. And so I guess my only point to like bring it up and like actively be like, nah, I'm not taking anything, is for people that may look to me for inspiration. People that may see me and go, whoa, he got crazy in shape. I just don't want those people thinking, first of all, again, everybody's different. There might be somebody who puts just as much work in as me and not get the result. That's just the reality of the situation.
different body types.
But I don't wanna not answer the question to put the air out that like, oh, don't like look at him and like if I can do it, you can do it. It's like people going, oh, he's on a bunch of shit. That's detrimental to other people.
Sure.
That may take inspiration, that may go, hey, you inspired me to go to the gym. That's the only reason it annoys me.
Right.
Is because there are so many people since I've been doing this for 8 months that are like, either people that never went before or people that did go and they're like, I fell off, or like, I had kids or whatever. And I'm like, you can find the time. You can go back. You can like, it's possible. I'm not saying it's easy, but like it's possible. And then you just get people coming out of nowhere going, nah, I was taking a bunch of extra supplements. And it's like, it's more so that mindset that I'm just like, I feel compelled to talk about.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So stop saying it, Joe. But give me your steroids if you're not gonna use them.
Okay, yeah, I got you. It's just cortisone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
I take cortisol.
Are they pills?
no,
What are they?
no, wait.
They're butt injections.
pills, you're right.
Destiny has
Can
to do 'em.
you liquefy them into a needle for me?
So yeah, so the way you do it is you get a mortar and pestle and you
Whoa.
just start grinding them down right into a
Medieval style.
very, very, very fine powder.
They're like chalk pills. They're not capsules.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then you pour a little bit of water into them, mix it up a little bit, okay, and then you take it over to the stove, okay, and you start thickening it up a little bit because it can't go in too watery or just it's not good. It needs to be viscous in your veins, and so you thicken it up a little bit, right? You thicken it up a little bit, and it starts burning the cortisone, just charring it just a tiny bit, all right, and then you put that onto into a needle, and then you flick the needle, make sure the air is out, right? You get the air out, and then you just go right here and you squeeze.
That's what you gotta see.
Yeah, and then you put it in, and
the air's not good.
and then
bad.
and air. But if air gets in there, you're fucked. You're dead.
Well, not necessarily. You can take a little air.
Yeah, just make sure it's not like more than 50%. And then you inject
A syringe
yourself,
full of air would certainly put you down.
and then after 5 days, you'll be as big as a rock.
A rock or
The rock.
All right,
The
cool.
rock.
Well, let's get to it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll watch you from afar.
You don't want to do anything?
No, I'll partake in my own things, like learning to read and things.
Yeah, fall
You say
behind.
book, and I'm out of here.
Yeah, you can just fall behind.
Book.
Fall behind all you want, Trevor.
Yeah, right in the cheek, Joe. Put it in my right cheek.